Welcome to the Parsha Perspective. Each week, we will delve deep in a weekly Torah portion to find a practical and insightful way to enhance your daily life. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Rabbi Shalom Yamini, and each week we will look into the weekly Torah portion to find practical and insightful ways to enhance your daily life. This week's Parsha Perspective is in honor of our homeland, Eretz Yisroel. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu continue to protect our soldiers as they go and eradicate our enemies. May HaKadosh Baruch Hu, may God save all the hostages in Gaza from harm and return them home safely. May God comfort all those who have lost family or friends in the horrific attack. May God grant a speedy and complete recovery to all those injured in the horrific attack. This week's Parsha Perspective is also in loving memory of Reuven ben Yaakov, Leah Mincha bas Yaakov Yosef, Edward ben Ephraim, Shlomo ben Edward, and Yerachmiel Daniel ben Gedalia. May their souls be uplifted and may their memories be a blessing. This week's Torah portion is Parshas Lech Lecha, Journey into the Unknown. Our Parsha introduces us to the father of the Jewish nation, Avraham Avinu. He is immediately commanded to leave his birthplace, his hometown, and go on an unknown journey led by God. Obviously, Avraham Avinu got his camp in order and began his unique voyage without delay. And soon he arrived in the land of Canaan accompanied by his wife Sarah and his nephew Lot. God then tells him that his descendants will inhabit the very land that he is standing on. As Avraham Avinu was exploring the land of Canaan, a famine forced him to travel down to Egypt to buy food. And fearing that the Egyptians would kill him to take his wife Sarah because of her immense beauty, Avram told her to allege that he was just her brother. And as prophesied, Sarah was taken and brought to Paro when they arrived at the border. And in retaliation, God struck Paro's palace with a plague, causing Paro to realize that he was deceived and quickly released Sarah and sent Avram and Sarah away from Egypt with many gifts and escorted them out of his land. The Parsha concludes with the mitzvah of bris milah. God appeared to the aging Avraham Avinu at 99 years old and told him to circumcise himself and establish an everlasting bond between them. Accordingly, the blessing made by each father at a bris milah is lahachnisa bebrisa shel Avraham Avinu, to enter him, the baby, into the covenant of Avraham, our forefather. However, a question comes to mind. The Torah introduces the first forefather, Avraham Avinu, with a journey into the unknown. And only through this journey will his name become great, will his nationhood become solidified. He must leave his land, his birthplace, his father's home, and travel to a destination unknown to fulfill his destiny. But why did God need Avraham Avinu to leave Haran to unlock his potential and become the father of the Jewish people? Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sacks, of blessed memory, gives a profound explanation in his book Covenant and Conversation. And he explains the significance, the importance of this journey for Avraham Avinu and the Jewish nation as a whole. Avram's journey had no specific goal other than fulfilling God's command. He was told, Lech Lecha, me'artzecha, mi'moladeticha, mi'beis avicha el haaretz asher areka. Leave your land, leave your birthplace, leave your father's home to a land that I will show you. Rabbi Sacks explains that the Torah introduces us to Avram just as he embarks on this journey with no clear direction other than God, because that is the Jewish story. We have wandered, we have traveled the world with no clear destination other than the land that God has promised Avram, that his descendants would dwell in till this very day. From our inception, the Jewish nation has used the original version of GPS to steer and to guide us in the right direction. We use God's positioning system. Avram's eagerness to succeed, to break away from conventional wisdom, set the stage for our unprecedented and remarkable survival. As Mark Twain puts it, what is the secret to Jewish survival? If the statistics are right, the Jews constitute but 1/1/4% of the human race. Properly, the Jew should hardly be heard of, but he is heard of. He has always been heard of. All things are mortal, except the Jews. What is the secret to his immortality? The answer to Mark Twain's question is no enigma. From our inception, Jews willingly and deliberately went against conventional thinking at God's direction. We have internalized the notion that there is so much more than the vanity of this world. but most importantly, we have adapted our life for God's wisdom, an endless and eternal sense of greater purpose. The reason that Avram's journey was so significant, writes Rabbi Sachs, is because he began a domino effect that is still in motion till today. Ironically, the journey with his father had set objectives yet failed to reach its destination. Avram's father wanted to travel from their city of Ur Kasdim to the land of Canaan, but only got to the city of Haran. However, Avram's journey, with no predetermined destination, took him to the land that we live in till this very day. And although the path seemed puzzling to most, it was obvious to Avram. Follow God's words, seek His greatness, seek His grace, seek His holiness in this physical world, and watch the opportunities to sanctify His holy name and proclaim His oneness to all. In our daily life, and especially during these immensely trying times, it is imperative to understand that true success stems from the ability to be in and out of the box simultaneously, to know when it is essential to follow conventional thinking and wisdom and when to break away to succeed beyond wild expectations, when to use the physicality of this world and how to recognize its shortcomings and its weaknesses in relation to the holiness of our soul. There is a powerful quote from Rabbi Lord Jonathan Sachs: "To be a Jew is to know that though we are here, we are also elsewhere. We live in time, but we are addressed by the voice of one who is far beyond time." Have a great weekend and a good Shabbos, and Am Yisrael Chai. Thank you for tuning in to the Parsha Perspective. Check out our website, theparshaperspective.com. Send thoughts and comments to theparshaperspective@gmail.com. Till next time, thanks for listening.